We should get rid of the corporate tax, the small business tax, and the personal income tax. We can do that to go to a consumption tax. And numbers-wise, if we just got rid of sales tax exemptions, we can pay for it. So it's not undoable. What that would do is that would be a freedom solution for our state. Now, I have to do this with the governor, with the legislature, so something I can't promise directly as lieutenant governor, but frankly, I believe it would work. When we talk about economic development, there are a lot of politicians that don't understand economic development. They understand industrial development. And it's important to get Boeing here. It's important to get BMW. But I got to tell you, there are things like agribusiness that employ over 200,000 people in the state. And that's not part of industrial development. When you look at tourism, that's not part of industrial development. When you look at things like retirees, these are all parts and parcels of the economic development plan. And the tax base, if we go to my idea, or to the legislature, if we get rid of that, all of a sudden small businesses have 12% more money to hire 12% more workers. And Texas has shown the way that if you do that, companies will come to your state because they want to, because it's in their advantage. You know, I talk about being the economic ambassador. It doesn't matter what kind of tie I have on, what kind of lingo I talk to other people. What matters is, what can our state offer to bring people here? So the first part is a freedom solution like Ronald Reagan did. Bring business here, help them create more people. The second thing is, education in the state is broken, flat out. It is broken. I'm board chairman for a low tuition Christian school, and we keep our tuition at $3,000 per student to offer good education. We're spending $12,000 per student in local, state, federal taxes, average across the board in our public schools. And right now, we're not getting our money's worth. Way too much bureaucracy, only 44 cents of the dollar gets in the classroom. But here's the thing, when I talk to business leaders about economic development, the first thing they all mention is education. It's got to be fixed. We need leaders who honor education and don't put it down. We need leaders that understand the importance of education across the board. There are 40,000 jobs in the state right now that can't be filled because we don't have the educated workforce to do that. So, and quite frankly, the four-year institution is not the entire piece. It's also tech schools. It's all kinds of ways we get the workers that can work in our economy. But education is a piece of it. Specifically as Lieutenant Governor, a couple things I'd like to do. The first thing is Lieutenant Governor actively presides over Senate. So you actively go through, all legislation comes through you. You can save money, you can save waste if you know what you're doing. I know the laws and constitution of the state. And like the current Lieutenant Governor, I want to rule tax increases out of order every time. Also, I want to enforce accountability. Every vote should be on the record. Every time a senator, like my Senator Brad Hutto, who couldn't be farther away from me in political ideologies, to say the least. And you all know Brad Hutto. He is actually as far to the left as you can possibly get. And believe me, okay, a lot of folks have their, I'm sure, whatever senators they've got helping them out. My senator would love to see me lose, because Orangeburg is not the most Democrat place on the face of South Carolina. But he stands up to propose legislation. I'm going to say, Mr. Hutto, I want that on the record. He may say no, but his name's going to go back to Orangeburg, and people are going to know this person wants to operate in the dark. All the votes should be on the record. I want to enforce that. The second thing is the Office on Aging. I want to help South Carolinians understand that the Office on Aging is tied to economic development. Here's how. When we get retiree households to settle down interstate, it brings, on average, 3.7 jobs, economic equivalent. 3.7 jobs. Now, what are we doing right now to help bring in the outside retirees to settle down here? If you look at military retirees, there's 56,000 military retirees bringing $1.14 billion in pension, and yet we tax the military retirement. What that means is thousands go to North Carolina now, which doesn't tax military retirement. We need to fix that. We need to end the tax on military retirement. We need to up the homestead exemption so those elderly only have an exemption of $200,000. Find ways to tie that in. And also streamline the office. Right now there are 5 points of contact for the elderly if they have problems. I want retirees outside the state to know if there's a place they come to, they're going to be taken care of. And that's what I'm trying to work on. My wife is an OB/GYN doctor, so I hear about Medicare and Medicaid every night. And believe me, as we found out, women can do a lot more things better than that. If you elect me, I'm going to bring her with me, and she will be someone that can help me out when it comes to the issues in this state. Things like Medicare, Medicaid, and those kind of things she's had to deal with for quite a number of years. But look, all that aside, the thing I leave you with, when you decide who you want as Lieutenant Governor, the first question has got to be, is that person prepared to be governor if necessary? And governor's got to handle a lot of things. He is the commander of National Guard. He's the commander of law enforcement. If there's a national defense crisis or a homeland security issue or a Hurricane Hugo, he makes the tough calls that deal with life and death decision making. I've gone through that. I've been tested. I've been incompetent. I've made decisions when people are dying and bullets are flying around and my life's in danger. I've been tested in that. I've come through. I've led in peace. I've led in war. I'm qualified if necessary. In addition, I understand business, I understand the law. So if I had to step up as governor, I'd be ready. I'd ask for three things from you. First thing, and I mean this, is your prayers. I tell you that the real heroes of the war on terror right now are the families at home. For 15 months I was away. My wife had 3 young kids and a small business to take care of. And every day, she could have that vehicle drive up with a chaplain and someone in class in uniform and tell her something happened. She went through that. So I ask your prayers right now because I'm away a lot, almost every night. The second thing is your support. I am the outside candidate. I am, flat out. And I will be outspent in this race. That's just, it's going to happen. But I won't be outworked. And I'll be out there at every debate we've got, and I'll make sure people know I've got the ideas and the vision to pull us forward. What I'd say is, anything you give my campaign, we will take it. And we've got the most fiscally conservative campaign on the face of this earth. We call it the Dollar Menu McDonald's campaign. But we are saving every bit of money we possibly can across the state, and we'll continue to do that. What I tell you is, if you believe in what I want to bring to South Carolina, please get involved. It may just be volunteer work, and maybe telling people about what I want to bring. But please help. I also am the first combat veteran since 9/11 to announce for state level office. And I want to be the first to bring other guys who've gone over there and seen the utmost of sacrifice of this nation to come back and serve in our state level office. They have a place at the table of decision making. The last thing is your vote. I work my tail off for your vote. As you guys may know, I announced over a year ago, we've put, I don't know how many, over 100,000 miles or whatever on our cars. It is amazingly done so far. But we've been everywhere. We'll continue to be everywhere. A lot of folks thought our campaign would peter out in January. We are still continuing to pick up steam. Go to WORD and look at the poll. I'm way out ahead. We have 16 county party chairmen endorsing me. And we've just done incredible things. But I'm going to work hard to continue that for your vote. So with that, I don't know if we have time for questions or not.
You're okay?
Sure, yeah. Any questions, please?
Will you be going to RG2?
No. And my wife's my soulmate. I love her to death. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've talked to Pastor about this one. I believe you should do things like this based on a call in your heart. And it's the same reason I volunteered for Afghanistan. You don't go to give your life unless you're called to go do so. When I came back, I felt the call. I saw the crisis our nation's in, and I realized there were too many professional politicians who didn't understand the leadership principles I had grown up with, which was, once again, the many first. You take care of them first. So I felt the call. Now, I will say this much, is that I felt the call to stay on office. And I talk to people and say, look, here's my background. I've been a senior advisor in a province with, controlling tens of thousands of people. Here's my background. Am I qualified? And the general answer is yes.